Of
We're
course.
we're at a point in society where people are not asking for the government to assist in everything. But simple things that we are paying the government for, we're paying the government to maintain. That's why we're voting for a government to maintain, to develop, to see the future for Trinidad and Tobago. We have little to no entrepreneurship because it is very difficult to sustain lives in Trinidad and Tobago. Very much well work when we go to pay several bills or we barely making ends meet as a family, we blame that. We put that blame on the government. We have a government for a reason. I would love to say that citizens across Trinidad and Tobago is very much dependent on themselves and their own households. But we're talking now about state involvement in several entities across Trinidad and Tobago that should be empowering people and these industries to grow and become better. And that is not happening. We have
No, but
taken.
what, for example, what you're speaking in generalities, and you
No, no,
need to
no.
be.
I spoke about Petr Trin. We shut down Petr Trin. You say it's not making money.
I
Or
not me,
hold
not
on.
me.
You said
I didn't say
that
not me.
they say it's not
Yeah,
making.
that is
However,
what the argument.
there was a report. A report was done. A committee was set up, and it said that management was the problem across several state entities. Management is the problem. We know the issues in the public sector. We know how to fix the issues in the public sector. You came out of a ministry, so definitely you know some of the major issues that we go through in several ministries across Trinidad and Tobago. But these things are not being addressed. This is not a people thing in terms of the
So
citizenry. Hold
you
on.
say
But this is,
management is the problem, right?
of course.
Where is managers coming from? The moon?
No, I agree. It's coming from people. The people on the
No,
ground.
let me tell you something that you're faced with. I remember this incident. There was a crisis at the licensing office, and I sent some staff to deal with that there. You know what one of the officers there come back and say, listen, the minister there for 5 years, he there for 33 and 30 years a public servant, right? So if the people, you don't expect every minister to be in every ministry. Like Pandey had said, you can't put a policeman under every street light. There must be some kind of civic responsibility. You feel, would Rowley go be in every ministry or Kamla go be in every ministry if she was there?
No, no,
We,
I disagree.
we
I disagree. Mr. Maharaj, you all are the ones that sat in the parliament. You sat as a senator. You all are the ones that passed laws and legislations to govern not just ministries, but the entirety of Trinidad and Tobago. I think, not I think, I know that the failure starts at the government of Trinidad and Tobago because the allowance for nonsense to happen on the street is because of mismanagement and poor management. Trinidad and Tobago have an issue today called crime and criminality. Vice News did a report and suggested under your administration as well, the administration that you was a part of, that said that corruption at the state level is to play, well, has a major part to play in the gang activities and the crime activities. Now, that's not the point of the life today. The point, obviously, is to talk about development for Trinidad and Tobago and where we're going. And as a former minister of agriculture and dealing with the food and the import bill, because the plan to cut it in half definitely would have saved Trinidad and Tobago billions of dollars that we could have spent in health, or education or any other ministry across TNT. Your colleague, I would love to believe he's still your colleague, and that's Dr. Fuad Khan, came here to say that we cannot continue with a free healthcare because we don't have the money. You were speaking about diversification as well. The state today decides not to do any of that. You are telling me that what we need is for people to wean off the government and depend on them own selves. But how can we do that when we're paying our taxes and we're doing everything the state tell us to do and we don't get the support?
well, I mean, there's a kind of low rate kind of analysis, and I'm disappointed
No,
that
no, 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 no.
you're going to look.
It is the truth because you wanted the people's perspective. You spoke about people and people dependency. These are the questions and these are the concerns of the average man on the ground. How will you deal with the concerns of the average man on the ground if you're saying it's a low rated concern? All concerns should matter.
No. That's not what I said. I said a low grade analysis, right? That is your analysis that says low grade.
There's
Not
the
the people.
people analysis. The people of Trinidad and Tobago have an issue with the taxes that they have to consider, the property tax that come in.
Nobody elects you to talk for the people, you know. You ain't get elected for nothing there, you know. It's your opinion.
Well, they get elected to do it in office and they're not doing it, but I'll allow you to respond. Go ahead.
You drink a White Oak and Sprite and feel you come in here to talk for people now. Right? There, I don't disagree with the issue of leadership, the importance of leadership to set the pace and set the tone. And I'm not saying that people should pay their taxes and do expect anything in exchange. But when you pay your taxes, there's certain things that come along with it that you expect: your roads, your water, your light. And what I found when we were in government, your taxes alone cannot satisfy the need of all the people, right? If you go to, you have to prioritize what is important, what is not important, right? This is not to say there are some vanity projects that any government does that is questionable. Like I was very critical of Manning when he did the promenade. But in retrospect, now when you look at the promenade from what it was before the drag brothers mall, it's chalk and cheese, right? The children hospital was being criticized by the PNM for years. Now it has a value.